Hi everyone, I'm Lisa from the Singapore Tourism Board. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm going to quickly go through my slides in the 10 minutes that I have. Okay, so Singapore came from a very humble beginnings as a fishing village, and it is now what we know today as the urban metropolis that everyone is familiar with. As you can see, we have our lovely skylines with the Gardens by the Bay and Marina Bay Sands. Singapore has a great hub for Southeast Asia. Changi Airport has been named best airport for a few years now, and as you can see, we have 6,800 weekly flights going into Singapore. And of course, we've got the direct flights, which is Singapore Airlines, British Airways, and Qantas should they resume. So once you land into Changi Airport, if you're only there for a couple of hours on transit, there's actually plenty of things to do. You have the slides, you have entertainment theatre, you have swimming pools, you have the butterfly garden, and plenty of shops and restaurants which you can visit as well. And these are all actually free. The newest attraction at the airport is actually Jewel Changi. It is connected to Terminal 1, which is again a great place for you to visit if you only have a few hours in Singapore but you want to experience what Singapore has to offer. So here you can see we have the largest indoor waterfall in the world, the Vortex, which is a great Instagrammable piece. You've also got plenty of mazes, you've got forestry, you've got a bouncy net garden area, and of course you have all the souvenir shops which you can buy local goods and brands as well as your luxury goods as well. As well as our airport, we also have 2 cruise terminals in Singapore which you can arrive into. So we have the Marina Bay Cruise Centre Singapore, which is our largest port, and as you can see, it's just outside the city centre and is able to hold the largest ships at the moment. And then we have our Singapore Cruise Centre, which is a bit more direct in the city centre and accommodates the smaller cruise ships which come into Singapore. So what can you do in Singapore? Before you get there, Singapore is a very user-friendly destination. You do not require a visa. You just need 6 months validity on your passport. You don't need inoculations, and you don't need an adapter as well, as we use the same pins as UK. We are a compact island about the size of the Isle of Wight. We have plenty of parks and gardens. We have about 300 parks actually. We have 4 seasons, but it's actually hot, hotter or wet, wetter. Having said that, our monsoon season is usually only about a couple of hours in the afternoon, and then you can continue your holiday as normal once the rain has stopped. We also have 4 official languages in Singapore, which is English, Mandarin, Malay, and Tamil. Moving around Singapore is extremely convenient. You have your taxis, which are affordable and everything is metered. You have your bus and you have your MRT, which is basically our train system. To move around, you can also buy a Singapore tourist pass, which is a bit similar to the Oyster card. You can buy one for up to 3 days and then use it unlimited on the buses or the MRTs. So in addition, so during this COVID situation, Singapore has actually, the government has actually put in place an SG Clean certification, which means that establishments across Singapore will be audited by independent vendors, where they have to comply with 7 checklists. Should they comply, they will receive a certification, and it will be displayed in their establishment. So we're currently trying to encourage about 400 tourism-related businesses in Singapore to get this accreditation, just to provide your clients with a bit more assurance that Singapore is a safe and hygienic destination to visit. So beyond what Singapore has to offer, we want visitors to show visitors that you can be more while you're there. So, for example, you don't have to just eat. You can be a foodie. You don't have to just shop. You can be a collector, and so on and so on. So we have the explorer, progressor, action seeker, culture shaper, and socializer. So go into detail a bit more about these. So with all these different cultures in Singapore, we have a lot of food, local food, which you can try. And the best way to try them is at our hawker centre. Some of the best food include like chicken rice, chili crab, kaya toast, and these are all very affordable. You can actually buy a meal for about £3 in the hawker centre, and yeah, it will just get you going back for more. So this brings us to our first question. In my slide, can you name what this dish is called? Is it A, nasi lemak, B, fish head curry, C, laksa, or D, chili crab? And the answer is laksa. I think a lot of you know your food, so well done. Okay. Sorry. Next slide. Right, so in Singapore, we were actually one of the first destinations to be awarded a Michelin star to a hawker stall. And that's the Hong Kong soy sauce chicken rice noodles stall, which you can see on the left. Since then, we actually now have 44 Michelin starred restaurants, ranging from hawker stalls to our homegrown chefs to the world-renowned chefs as well. If you love shopping, there are plenty of areas for you to explore and for you to collect local brands. So Orchard Road is our renowned shopping belt and has plenty of luxury brands and high street brands which you can shop from. Beyond that, we also have a lot of boutique areas like Haji Lane and Bugis Village, where you can actually buy local brands and souvenirs such as Super Mama for porcelain homeware or Carrie K for jewelry selection. If you love exploring, then there is plenty to explore in Singapore. So you have our cultural districts, like Chinatown and Little India, where you can learn more about the history. You can explore some of the hawker stores. You can buy local knickknacks like the saris or batik clothing. And then there's also all of our garden and greenery areas. So beyond the Botanic Garden and Garden by the Bay, we also actually have 63 islands, which you can actually explore some of them. So one of them would be, for example, Pulau Ubin, which is about a 10-minute bumper ride from Singapore. It's completely untouched, and it's how Singapore used to look like 55 years ago. And the best way to explore the island is by cycling around the island, which you can hire once you land on the island itself. If you love to see museums and galleries and learn more about the history, then there's plenty of museums which you can visit. From our local ones like the National Museum or Intan. The Intan is actually home to one of our Passion ambassadors in Singapore, so you can see his actual home and how he's decorated it with Peranakan style cultural furnishings. And then there's also galleries which showcase more international exhibitions like the Art Science Museum or the National Gallery, which is showcasing Southeast Asian art. Now, if you love to socialize with your friends and family, there are plenty of bars which you can drink from and experience. So you have all of our rooftop bars, for example, One Altitude, C'est La Vie, Level 33. Then you've also got all of our speakeasy bars by our local mixologists, for example, Jig and Pony and Atlas. And actually we have quite a few bars which have been listed in the world and Asia's best bars category. Beyond just the bars, we also have our enclaves as well, like Dempsey, which is a great lush area, which is again full of bars and restaurants. And then again, the Riverside enclave, like Clarkley, which is quite, which many people recognize as one of the best places to go for nightlife. So I hope that gives you a quick snapshot of what you can be in Singapore and the things you can do while you're in the destination. Oh, don't think you can see that, but just to share that during the challenges, the SCB are united with you, and I just want to show this quick video to you. Yeah, That's our video. And just to share that we have a lot of links where you can get further information like images and videos. And we also have a training academy as well where you can learn more and be a Singapore expert, which is at singapore-experts.com. And my contact details is there. Okay, thank you. Oh, yes, we have our quiz questions. Okay, so which of these is not a tribe? A, foodie, B, adventurer, C, socializer, D, action seeker. Next question. Singapore is known as a city in a garden. Where would you go to escape the city? A, Pulau Ubin, B, Kampong Glam, C, Tiong Bahru, or D, Orchard Road? Right, so the answer is adventurer. Adventurer is not considered a tribe. And to escape the city, you would go to Pulau Ubin. That's right, you were listening. We have one more quiz, yeah. In 2018, Singapore provided the setting to which Hollywood movie? Was it A, Ocean's 8, B, The Asian Connection, C, Crazy Stupid Love, or D, Crazy Rich Asians? You know your movies. The answer is Crazy Rich Asians. Well done. Thank you for your time, and I hope you found the Singapore presentation useful. And again, if you need anything, just contact me on my email. Thank you.